Okay. So while this amazing thing's happening, and you've picked up on this amazing distinction, the traditional idea, and this is again traditional according to mostly white men in the West who have been considered the canon of philosophy. And this is the idea is that to be logical and to be objective, we need to separate the person from the argument, right? But the idea is that, just because the idea is based in what is a commonly known fallacy as the ad hominem fallacy, right? Which is that just because a claim comes from a certain person doesn't necessarily mean it's false. So, right, even, let's say you hate 47, right? And you think even if you're like, I have sufficient evidence that this person is a compulsive liar, right? That doesn't mean that every single word or phrase that comes out of their mouth is false, right? So the analytic tradition takes that approach, right? That it's a logical fallacy to actually consider, right, some things about the person because that might wind up giving us biases. Now, what is historically known as the continental approach, which of course then is like very haughtily like looked down upon by the analytic tradition, it's so bad. This is the idea that no, we absolutely need to take the person into consideration when assessing their argument, right? In every field of academia, you can find a feminist, branch, right? Where they're going back and saying, hold on a second, before we just accept these guys' theories, right? Which have implied that, maybe women's brains are smaller, or that African Americans' bones aren't as strong, so they can't be astronauts. Like all of this bad science, right? And what they discovered is that all kinds of biases leak in, right? To all of the best, most valuable, and most rigorous methods we have. And so they even come to challenge the notion of objectivity, right? And so the idea is that you always have to take the person into consideration, right? You always have to take the social political context into consideration.